he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank y'all for listening to the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I'm Terry Ricardo DeShazo II.
And I promise by the time the next pod comes out, I'll learn how to pronounce listening correctly. But I've been hooked on phonics for the beginning of the summer. And the bouncing ball, I keep getting called for a lot of carries and turnovers and travels.
The Mickey Mouse bounce ball, baby.
Yeah, I heard it affected Jason Tatum over the weekend as well, Terry.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Hey, look. So let's get right into it.
Hey, put that badge up for the people to see, Terry.
Phil, you see him? You see him side by side? Don't they look beautiful? We back, baby. We back.
You know what I don't see, Terry? I don't see no fucking Hawks jersey there. Is what I don't see.
Hey, those listeners aren't here anymore, bro. That's last year's listeners. They're gone. We got new listeners. We almost have 500 subscribers. Thank you, man. That 500 subscribers going to come up soon. We're going to have a nice little thank you video. That'd be great. But, yeah. We're back.
Well, Terry, hey, man, you dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet because of new subscribers. And Man City dodged a bullet this weekend going down 2-0. All they had to do was win and win the league, but they pulled it out with a flurry of goals in a handful of minutes. They must have been wearing Real Madrid jerseys underneath their kits, Terry. And you guys secure the EPL title for the fourth time in 5 years.
Yes, sir. That's 6 overall. We are now sitting solely in second place for overall Prem championships. It's bittersweet. It's a little bit of joy and a little bit of relief, I guess I should say, because we could have went trophyless this year. Man City could have went trophyless at the helm of Pep Guardiola. No trophies, no championships, no nothing, no glory, none of that shit. So in the midst of all of this, it's like people kind of forget because they think like the Premier League is like some huge, coveted trophy that we're supposed to, be real happy about getting, which everyone is. But at the same time, I feel like I'm more happy that Liverpool didn't win than opposed to just like my team winning the shit. Like, the fact going trophyless, honestly, it would have sucked. But it's almost like we just are cheering it just because we didn't win the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? It's that it doesn't feel. It's not. It's never going to be like the Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, it doesn't feel like the Aguero goal where the entire world erupted.
It's not.
And you guys have gotten complacent this easy, man. Like, remember how you felt like you were on top of the world, winning the Premier League, and now 4 out of 5 years in a row, and it's like the Community Shield. You don't even care. All you care is that Liverpool didn't get it. Man, how Pep has changed times at Manchester City.
Yeah, man, we're getting fat and greedy around here. Prem isn't good enough, baby. We need it. Next year, we need more trophies. None of this bullshit that's going down. But anyways, I mean, like I said, the way it went down was very exciting. We scored 3 goals in a span of 5 minutes, 5 minutes in game time, 8 minutes in real time. So it was very exciting time for your boy. But I'm not going to lie. I missed the first couple goals because I was looking at the Wolves-Liverpool game, and I was like, hey, can they pull off this tie? If they tie, we still win. So I'm looking at that game. I peep back. We score 1 goal. I'm like, all right, cool. But I go back to the Liverpool game. I'm like, they're still struggling. They put on Mo Salah. I was like, oh, shit. Salah comes in the second half. I'm pulling my hair out and shit. I'm like, man, we're going to fuck this up. I come back again, 2-0. I'm like, oh, hold on. We got the momentum. I stay on this 2-0. Then your boy Gundogan gets me another one. Kevin De Bruyne, shout out to him. Great pass. Easy-ass tap in for Gundogan. Gundogan, 2 goals. And your boy Pep, great substitutions, man. I got to give it to him. He actually, tactically, was outstanding this day. It seemed at a moment that Aston Villa had our number, and it was one of those days. When you have those days, you're just like...
And then he was like, wait a minute. Felipe Coutinho is carving us up right now? Is that really what's happening? The guy who couldn't get minutes on loan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to make some changes.
Pretty much.
And he did, man. Congrats to you guys. I think you clarified it, Terry. It feels like for Manchester City fans, the highlight of this season was sticking it to Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's what this whole season was about. Just sticking it to Liverpool.
Oh, pretty much. Because when you think about it, bro, like Liverpool, they got, I think they have one Premier League championship. Just the one that Klopp gave them, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they won the Champions League a couple times, but to them, they've already won the Champions League trophy. So that's not even like something that they really, really want. Like, it's fine if you get it. Like, it's really one of the hardest trophies to win in sports history. But that Premier League title, it keeps eluding them. Keeps eluding them every year. They're just like, we got to be quicker this time, motherfuckers. They almost had it. By the time Mo Salah scored his third goal, he didn't even celebrate. He was like, oh, yeah. And then the crowd member was like, yeah, City's up 3-2. He's like, oh, man, what the hell? You're playing for nothing. Garbage minutes, garbage goals. Who cares?
You think Liverpool should change their name to Arsenal?
Nah, because they still get trophies.
Oh,
come on now.
Hey, I tell you what, Liverpool is going to be more motivated than ever to win a Champions League than this year, since they came up trophyless in every other regard. Terry, they did do the thing that you guys couldn't do, and that's punching their ticket to the Champions League final. They're going to be playing the team that knocked you guys out, Real Madrid.
Yep.
You think Real Madrid does you guys the ultimate favor and sticks it to Liverpool? But first of all, let me ask you, as a Man City fan, who do you want to win?
If somebody could like somehow sabotage this game, you know.
Oh, wait a minute. You're advocating for the Batman Bane movie sinkhole scenario. Where the only person left is Antonio or Heinz Ward and everyone else dies.
Yeah, crater in the field, bro. Honestly, bro, it's two ways of thinking, bro. One of them is like, I hate Madrid for doing what they just did to us, and I want them to die a real nice and slow death. But then on the other end,
I can relate.
Yeah, but then on the other end, it's like, I don't want Liverpool to win the trophy because then they got one up on us. You know what I'm saying? They can talk all this shit. I don't know, bro. Honestly, if I thought hard about it, I'd say I'd let Liverpool win because then I could still say the Premier League is the best league of all time, and we don't even have to have this fucking dumbass discussion that we continue to have all the time. So in that way, I'd probably go Liverpool. But at the end of the day, I can still talk shit because they can win the Champions League, and we can still have that Prem holding it over them like a dangling piece of grape, motherfucker. We out here, bro. City is great, bro, and Liverpool can suck a dick. But honestly, if Liverpool wins, I'm fine with it. I'm not too disappointed.
In the same breath, Liverpool can suck a dick, but I'm rooting for them on Saturday.
I'm not rooting for either team. Whichever way it goes, I'm still going to talk trash to
You're like, I'm rooting for both teams to have like a meltdown and for them to break the teams up this summer. That's what I'm rooting for. For Jimmy Butler to get in a fight with Eric Spoelstra and for them to blow the team up. Pretty much.
But to be serious, though, on a serious note, all I want is a fantastic Champions League final. That's it. And we rarely get to see those because it's such an intense game. You know, it's a high pressure game. So you don't ever really get to see the guys play like at their highest potential. So I just really want to see a great game. Like all the players playing well. I don't want Mo Salah getting hurt. There's no Sergio Ramos fucking pulling his shoulder out. I just want everybody to play full strength and we'll see who wins. That's it. I got no dog in this hunt or race.
As a dogless person who actually owns 3 dogs, Terry, what are you looking for when you're watching this game on Saturday? Like, what are the talking points that you think are going to change the outcome of the game?
Really, I would say it's mostly going to be on if, in the same vein as like the last game, can Madrid stop Liverpool's like high-powered offense? So like we saw in the 2 legs versus City, they gave up, 5 goals? And they could have easily given up, 15, damn near 20 goals. So it's like, that's what I'm looking for. If Madrid, they got to be able to play better defense because it's going to be a problem. It already is a problem, but like Liverpool is not that type of team like City is. City, they need multiple chances to get 1 goal. Liverpool only needs 1 chance and they get it. So this could be ugly. Or it could go good or it could go bad for Madrid. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I'm leaning more towards Liverpool smacking them. With a high goal tally.
Well, I certainly hope so. The part of the pitch that I'm going to be looking at is those wide areas, Terry, because we got those Madrid players who you denigrated so highly before your clash. Your boy Nacho. Frankly, Terry, I don't know if Nacho has the pace to hang with these Liverpool forwards, and Mendy is going to have to be a lot more disciplined in his positioning.
Yeah.
But Terry, the same could be said for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think if if Madrid wins this game, it'll be because Trent Alexander-Arnold fucked up. That Vinicius turn at midfield where he did the Ricky and it went between his legs and then he sauced everybody. I don't think I'm out of school to say I could see that happening to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't think I'm out of school to say that I could see Trent Alexander-Arnold being at the opposing's 18-yard box when Liverpool turns the ball over and now Real Madrid does one of their lightning quick counterattacks minus the defender back there. So I think he's going to be key. Either he's going to get an assist or his position is going to blow this game for Liverpool. But I think your boy Alexander-Arnold is going to be the X factor in this match.
Yeah, I mean, he's a possibility, man. But I think all eyes are going to be on you-know-who, Mr. Mo Salah himself. He and possibly Benzema as well. I think those two guys. Huh? Who'd you say? Did you say Mo Salah sucks?
Did I? Oh. Did I say that?
There you go again. Man. There you go again. Mo Salah. He's a selfish player. Look, that's all he does. He scores goals, though. Anyways, yeah, he's the guy to watch out for, bro. Him and Benzema in the same vein. I think Mane as well. They're all in like the same kind of top tier. Those are the guys you're kind of looking for to see who can like kind of change the game. Vinicius is like right there underneath them.
Listen, man, Virgil van Dijk. I don't want to hear none of this generational defender talk if you can't contain Benzema. All right? This is a clash up of great players. Center forward on great center back. We're going to see what you have in the tank, man. Southampton bought you for they sold you for 70 million euros. Everyone's called you like the new Rio Ferdinand, the greatest defender of your generation. It's time you step up and fucking prove it and shut down Benzema, and then people have a lot less to say.
Yeah, I think he can finally complete the comeback. Because after that ACL tear, he hasn't – I mean, he still is really good, but he hasn't looked like –
At times, I think a lot of like Liverpool fans would tell you that like over the course of the season, Matip has been a better defender than him.
Yeah, but I think going into this game, they're going to go with the guys that they, kind of give the most money. And it's probably going to be Kanute and Van Dijk. And if we see anything different, I'd be a little surprised. But you're right, though. Matip has played very well this season for Liverpool, so – like I say every time, bro, it's going to be a clash of titans, but we'll see what goes on. But I think Liverpool's smacking them. It's going to be like 5-2, something ugly. We say goodbye to Madrid's dreams.
Hey, you know what? I'd love to co-sign that. I would love to co-sign it. I'd love to see all of Liverpool's 6 forwards get in on the ordeal with Roberto Firmino, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, fucking
great signing. By the way,
Mane, Salah, all these guys. It's unbelievable they're attacking riches.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be the odd man out this summer. I promise you that much.
Oh, yeah.
But it gets tough, man, when we're measuring greatness against greatness. And that's what the Champions League final is. And that's what we've seen Pep Guardiola, to go back to your Manchester City days, doing his time in England, man. He's won 24 trophies.
Complete
after winning the league in 12 years and won Champions League. People talk about Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United as if he's the greatest manager in history. He coached there 40 years. But Terry, in those 40 years, he won 10 more trophies than Pep and just one more Champions League. Is Pep in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest coaches of all time? And we're just sleeping on him because he blows big games?
I mean, bro, and we're not counting community shields and shit like that, right? You're not counting.
No. So we're not counting Super Cups. We're not counting community shields. Real trophies.
Real trophies. Man. Like we always say, does Pep blow huge games? Yeah. But he still gets trophies, bro. Even though it's not the big one. Winning the Premier League is not a small feat. And you can ask Sir Alex Ferguson about that shit. It's not easy to win it. I know Man U has 13 Premier League titles overall, and Fergie's pretty much won, most of those, but maybe damn near all of them, actually, now that I think about it. I don't know about Man U's, history, but he's on the Mount Rushmore. He is on the Mount Rushmore, especially in England. If you just compare those coaches that coach in England He's definitely like one of the greats already. And Klopp is making a resume for himself as well. But comparing Pep to your boy Sir Alex, I think it's a fair comparison to say like Pep is on his way to passing him. You know, some crazy egregious Man City fans might say he's already passed him, but it's a short period of time. Pep's contract ends next year, and we're gonna need one of those Champions League trophies to really, you know, start to make a resume of saying he's the best Premier League coach of all time. That's the only thing that's missing because he's got every trophy besides that one.
You know what this conversation reminds me of, Terry? It reminds me of the one that we had with a young Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. Where we're like, oh, man, Tiger's already like 70% there. You know, he's on pace to crush it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
He already has, you know, he had like a lot of the accolades ahead of the timeline of where Jack achieved his. And everybody was like, it's just a matter of time until Tiger Woods is the most decorated golfer of all time. And then his dick said no.
A few hundred ladies later.
Right. We have no idea what Pep has in his shorts. All right. So I can't predict any type of fall off for your boy. But I do think it's interesting that we always like just naturally assume and project that this level of sustained success is going to continue into the future.
Yeah.
Where it's like historically, Fergie and Pep are the only coaches ever to win 4 and 5 years. So that'll probably never happen again, even in Pep's watch. Like to do it twice would be an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
So this like level of dominance, I mean, if he continues this on, will be unprecedented. And with Erling Haaland arriving this summer, I think the prospects of the boys in blue are very bright. And when it's all said and done, Pep surely will be on that Mount Rushmore, I think.
Oh, he's already on the Mount Rushmore. That's not even a conversation. Like, he's on the Mount Rushmore. Like, who else is going to be on the Mount Rushmore besides him?
Well, so, Terry, that brought me to my other point. Zinedine Zidane. Like, how do we evaluate Zinedine Zidane? The dude coached like 5 seasons and won 4 Champions Leagues. He won the league twice. Like, he won the league when they were the worst variations of their team. How do you compare Zinedine Zidane, who won 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years, to Sir Alex Ferguson, who won 2 in 40?
I don't know, man. It's hard to compare. I mean, like, during his time, he was great, but you need some longevity, man. You need a little bit more longevity, bro. Like, dude just quit on the team. When they were at their highest peak, almost. I mean, they were starting to fail off a little bit in that season, but bro quit. I can't be having my coaches quit out of nowhere, man. That's not the signs of a great coach. You don't quit on your team when they're fucking starting to fail.
It also does make him a little bad that Ancelotti took his squad and brought it to the Champions League final. It's like, you didn't think this squad was good enough to keep the job? Well, some dude just brought him to the pinnacle.
Yeah, and also, like, we're not saying that, well, at least I'm not saying that, like, I saw the greatest tactics in the world. Honestly, it's hard to evaluate Madrid sometimes, dude, because you're just like, there's no way they should win this game, and then they fucking win it. They win it in ways in which soccer just looks ugly. As great as Zidane was as a player, his tactics as a coach, they don't match up, bro. They don't at all. It's disgusting soccer. I hate watching it. Counterattacking soccer is disgusting for football. I'm done with it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he had Ronaldo.
I can't believe you just called Zinedine Zidane a better version of Neil Warnock. I can't believe you just said that, Terry. Hey, man, like, I agree with what you said about the longevity. You know what I mean? You got to have some more years in there.
Yeah.
But my God, like, what a supernova. What a supernova.
It's crazy.
And when we talk about the Mount Rushmore, I know this is going to be real wild, and I'm going to leave some guys out because this is what you do in younger generations. You don't learn about the people before you, and then you assume that they sucked. So that's what I'm going to do as well. On my Mount Rushmore, you only get 4. I'm taking Fergie.
All right.
I'm taking Cruyff.
Great coach.
I'm taking Pep. I'm taking. You know what's tough, and this is really going to hurt me the most. These last 2 are really going to gut myself.
Go for it.
I'm taking Zidane and Mourinho.
What?
I'm taking Zidane and Mourinho.
Interesting. No Ancelotti?
As much as I hate Mourinho, and as much as I thought he embodied evil when Pep Guardiola embodied goodness when he was at Barcelona.
Yeah.
The man won the Champions League with Porto. He won a treble with Inter. He won again in England. He's won like every league he's won. Like the dude is a prick. He's an asshole, and I don't like to give him the credit and would love to still call him the translator. But what he's done over the last 20 years is all time.
Oh, it is. But what he's done over the last 10 years is to be questioned. Hey,
you're the Roma fan, Terry.
I'm not a fan of any of those teams. I'm just saying. You are right, though. Like, winning the Champions League with Porto on its own, like, that's probably in recent times, like, that's probably that's up there with, like, Leicester winning the Premier League type shit. Like, that's one of the rarest things you can do, and I got to give him top honors for that. Like, because, like, you can tell Pep hasn't won the shit with City. I mean, this dude went in there with fucking Porto, but when you look at the players, you're like, oh, okay. Because every single one
Ricardo Carvalho, like every single dude went on to play for Champions League teams. Like,
like they were all good, but at that time,
but he still took them when they were nobodies.
Yeah, no, he was. I think he was a great coach. He still has it in him. It's just the type of players that play now. I don't think they're ready for like his harsh ass criticism and like all that.
Yeah.
You know
what he needs to do? Jose Mourinho needs to go coach college football in the South. That's what he needs to do. It needs to be like he needs to be hanging out with Nick Saban, where you can just like threaten players all the time that you'll never have a future and your parents will never be able to buy a house for themselves. And then they do exactly what you say. But these grown ass dudes that he was trying to manage, they're like, bro, I make more a week than you. Shut your fucking mouth, Jose, with your little white balding ring.
No, that's true. That's true. So you got Carlo Ancelotti.
No Carlo. Even though you've won all these different leagues.
What, the Power Five? He's won all five leagues?
He won a Power Five, but he also won all those leagues with great teams. Like, with historically great all-time players.
Well, shit, where does that put Pep? Pep only has great teams.
He's on the outside looking in on my Mount Rushmore, man. I'm sorry. You only get four. You only get four. I'll try to put him. You rebuked me. You're like, hold up, dog. Are we sure?
So you're saying no him, no Arsene Wenger.
So after all that bloviating that we just did about Pep being Tiger Woods and being on the all-time trajectory and taking over for Sir Alex Ferguson, I just called him a scrub.
You definitely did. It's all good. Hey, look, there's only 4 names. You can only put 4 for yourself, and those are 4 you chose. It's all good. No big deal. I got him
happy about it.
I got him on there. He's got to be on there.
Yeah.
Barcelona was probably the best team of all time. When we say someone is passing it tiki-taka, what do we say? Look at them passing it around like prime Barcelona. And prime Barcelona was with fucking Pep Guardiola. We don't compare that to fucking Johan Cruyff's Barcelona. We don't compare that shit to fucking Sir Alex Ferguson's Man U. When somebody's playing great soccer, we compare that shit to prime Barcelona. Come on now.
This is true. You're not. Nothing you said is a lie. That's still the greatest team I've ever seen with these eyeballs. I've never seen a team play soccer at that high of a level.
If he coached the greatest team,
well, then why'd you leave us, Pep? Why'd you leave us, Pep?
Hey, look,
I'm still jilted. I'm a scorned woman, Terry, and I'm not going to let y'all assume my gender and rebuke me on this podcast because I said I am. All right. He left us. He took Tiago with him. He took the baby. He took the kids. He took the house. He took the car. And what do you have to show for it, Pep?
Look, man, y'all still won.
I feel like when Pat Riley, when LeBron left, and he was like, yeah, we're going to win a chip before LeBron does. I promise you that. With this, what was that white dude who was starting a shooting guard for them? For
the Heat?
Yeah, he thought he was black. They gave him like $40 million. It was crazy. It doesn't matter. No.
Oh, okay.
It was after that. He later played for the Bulls and the Nets. Anyways, we're off topic, Terry, but I will tell you that's a great transition to the NBA, where the Celtics and the Heat are playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Terry, I'm not one to get on a high horse, but I did say the Warriors and the Heat were going to meet in the finals, and here we are. Warriors up 3-0. Heat up 2-1. Game 4 tonight. What are you looking forward to in Game 4? In Miami.
Game 4?
Oh, no, in Boston. In Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Boston blew Game 3. They blew it hard. I'm looking for another bounce back from your boy Jason Tatum, but I'm honestly sick of saying bounce back. I'm going to need for him to stay at the top. I've been saying this for a long time, bro. Like, how do we evaluate his superstardom when he doesn't want to stay playing like a superstar? He's out here playing like trash in a home game in a pivotal shift. Game 3s are pivotal, especially when it's tied 1-1. What's the percentage on that? I think it's like 80% or like 83%. If you win Game 3 after it's tied 1-1, they go on to win the series. You got to get that dub, my guy. You played like shit. He played okay. It wasn't like his greatest game, I'll say that. I'm tired of saying, here comes Tatum with a bounce back. Just stay high, stay good. I'm looking for him. He's probably going to get 35 or 40, so that's one. Jaylen Brown, you got to stop playing like a bitch. All right? Like, isn't he 6'7", like 230, 225? Like, I know you're stronger than what you're playing like. You're getting dominated. You can't let Bam Adebayo dominate you when he barely has an offensive game. Like the Celtics have to play. What happened to this number one defense shit? And you let Bam Adebayo score 31 points on you with 10 rebounds, bro. And 6.
Well, I thought that was coming, bro, because Bam, like in the first 2 games, he didn't do anything, and he looked small, and he looked unworthy of a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. And he was getting worked by Robert Williams and by Horford, and surprisingly, at times Tice. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? So I knew he was going to come out like a man on fire. And in the first half, he scored more points than he did in his first 2 games combined.
No, he played great. But also, and then it's also predicated on the health of these players, man. I mean, I know it's deep into the playoffs, but Butler, he's looking banged up for the Heat. Hero's out for Game 4.
Thank God Lowry was able to return. He injected some much needed energy and a jolt into that Miami team.
He did.
We talked about this last week, but like that Miami team just wants to play half court every possession, and they don't ever try to get easy shit. And it's like Kyle Lowry, as soon as he comes in the game, makes a difference from Gabe Vincent being like, no, we're hunting mismatches in transition. We're pushing the ball. We're going to force you into like rotations you don't want to be in. And it just gives them an avenue to easier buckets than they were getting before.
No, that's true. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, for Boston, I think Boston's going to be fine. Marcus Smart is also questionable too, but they're winning this game. I don't think they're losing this game. I'm legitimately thinking about betting
betting on the Celtics.
Like, Boston has to win this game. There's no way they're not winning this game, especially with a banged up Butler. You have to win this shit, man. There's no excuses, bro. There's no excuses. For me, this is pivotal. Damn, pivotal. This is pivotal for your boy Jason Tatum, bro. If he doesn't give you the bounce back that he's always done in this game, you're just on the cusp. Just like we said with your boy Pep on the Mount Rushmore. Tatum's on the cusp of superstardom again. This is the game you got to play great.
He's been on the cusp for 4 years. Like, he keeps getting to the conference finals and then coming up small. And, like, dude, we talked about in the Brooklyn series where he had 8 points. And then we're like, oh, he's going to come out like a man on fire. Then he did again last round. Dropped 8 points again. Now you're going up against Jimmy Butler and you drop 10. Like, you just can't do it. There's no situation in which Jimmy Butler drops 10 points against Jason Tatum.
Nah.
And he plays an entire basketball game.
Healthy.
Yeah. A healthy Jimmy Butler is not finishing with 10. Period. He'll get 11 just off free throws. Okay? It's the difference in mentality. But the other thing is, like, Tatum is being exposed somewhat because, like we've talked about before, the Celtics' lack of reliable ball handling. At times, they're turning to him as their most reliable ball handler, playmaker, when they force the ball out of Marcus Smart's hands. And, that results in 7 turnovers for Jason Tatum, 4 in the fourth quarter. Like, he's the dude who you want finishing plays on the second action, not initiating it on the first.
I mean, I agree with you, but at a certain point in time, you have to be able to do some of that. Like, he looks so out of his element doing that shit. You do have to be able to do some of that shit because KD can do it. He's great. LeBron has always been able to do it. He's great. Any wing that's in that category of great, they can do it. Kawhi, Paul George at times. Like, you got to be able to fucking dribble and do it at some points. Now, I know we've been saying they haven't had a point guard for a while. You can't dribble a fucking basketball? Get the fuck out of here, bro. You've been playing basketball for 24 years. Dribble, bro. Stop it. Stop. I don't want to hear that shit. He needs to get it done. He needs to.
It's not just the dribbling, Terry. It's the, split-second decision-making where I force a pass into a window that I have no business forcing it into. I change my mind in midair between shooting and passing and throw the ball to the other team. It's not just Jason Tatum has bad handles. Jason Tatum isn't used to running an offense.
No, he's not. He's not. But look, I gave him an excuse for game one. They just played a really long and hard 7-game series against the Bucks. So game one, I was all right. Look, he looked lazy at the end of the second half. He played great in the first half of game one. Second half, he got tired probably. No more excuses after that, my guy. You need to get your shit together. Do whatever you got to do. Get some IVs up in you. Take some shots. Go to Germany on some Kobe shit. And you got to strap up and ball. Now, I'm expecting, like I said, a 35
Jason Tatum going to go to Germany, take a placenta bath, and come back 4 shades darker. Dunking on folks at the rim.
Now, with all seriousness, though, me and you expect a big 40-piece, right? Or at least 35 or something like that, no? I know his defense is good.
I expect a back-breaking step-back 3. That's what I expect. His favorite shot to shoot. I think with the amount of injuries that are piling up for the Heat, Kyle Lowry's not 100%, Jimmy Butler's questionable, Tyler Hero's out, the guys are returning from Boston.
PJ Tucker
Marcus Smart came back in the game like Willis Reed and then hit a step-back 3 and the entire stadium erupted.
Yeah.
Boston. They have all the goodwill and positive injury momentum. And Miami is if Butler does play, he's going to be hobbled and try to grit it out and may impact his ability to compete in the next games in the series. I just think everything is aligned for Boston to take this game tonight. And if they don't, they're done. Put a fork in them.
That's true. So I got a question for you. And this might, involve some thinking on your part. I'll say this. So how everyone is kind of sleeping on the Heat, right? And the Heat were actually the most recent team, besides the Bucks, to actually be in a championship game in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Does this kind of coincide with they're shitting on LeBron in a way and saying that 2020 bubble shit was just some Mickey Mouse garbageness and we don't respect the Heat because we thought they were weak? Or legitimately in a 2-year span, the Heat were in the finals. They should have went to at least the Eastern Conference Finals last year if it wasn't for injuries and stuff. Now they're back and they look great again. What are we doing with that situation? What's going on?
Well, I think that's a great point, Terry. And what I think is the most important factor in it is how people talk about Heat culture. Heat culture is a term that's thrown around, and it's very malleable, it's very nebulous, and it can mean a lot of different things. Yeah. But basically, it describes the interconnected nature of the team, how they're willing to sacrifice for each other, how they push themselves in practice and in games. They're willing to embrace conflict and dissensions, stand up to one another. With you seeing Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra almost fighting each other in the middle of an NBA game.
Loved it. Loved every second of it.
But iron sharpens iron, and they push each other every day. And they're the only team in the NBA that has fitness body fat tests every 2 weeks. They just have a very high standard of what they expect in their team. And it's reflected throughout the players on their roster with all these undrafted and second round guys like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, et cetera, down the roster. So I think a lot of people, when they went to the bubble, were the Miami Heat were the perfect team to succeed in this environment. Where there's all this outside noise. We got to band together. We have to tolerate each other for 2 months living in close quarters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Teams that have that type of chemistry built in and that willingness to sacrifice. I think a lot of people are well, it's almost like the Heat had a built-in advantage by playing in the bubble that the other teams didn't have. And they're now when we get back to real life, did that translate as much? And then they're no. But if you really look back at it, it's who did the Heat lose to last year? The Bucks. Yeah. The NBA champions. Yeah. The only people to beat the Heat in the last 2 years in the playoffs have been the Lakers and the Bucks.
The champs.
NBA champions.
Yeah.
So maybe we're overthinking this a little bit with all the built-in advantages and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe everybody had to play under the same circumstances, and the Heat were the most about it.
I agree. I 100% agree. And we will see what they can do tonight, because if they can win this game 4, I got to give them all their flowers, bro, because this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one.
If they do, Dwayne Dedman will be key.
Here you go with Sinners. Sinners are done. I've said this 6 years ago. All right, man.
Well, put a fork in Sinners and put a fork in Luka, Terry. Andrew Wiggins took away his green card last night. He denied him his citizenship. And I heard he's been deported back to Slovenia after getting posterized, victimized.
Oh, my face.
Yeah.
Luka.
I think he put him on the spectrum, too, not just on a plane. Luka's down 3-0 now to the Warriors in the conference finals. Terry, all I have to say is Trae Young would never.
Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, how the narratives have turned, boy. How the narratives have turned. Now, look, we can sit here and say, you know, we're people overreacting with the whole Luka is the best 22 or 23-year-old they've ever seen in their life. You know, is Luka almost a top 10 player of all time already? Yeah, I think we were all overreacting a bit. But with that being said, this series is kind of showing me a few things. One, Luka Doncic, we know that he can't play any fucking defense. And two, any smart team knows, literally just go right at him. Scrap every game plan you thought you were going to do. Luka Doncic plays no defense. Go right at him every single play, and you're going to dominate this dude. He can't handle it. For some reason, he just doesn't want to give you any effort. I don't know what's going on. You know, everybody likes to say, oh, no, but he was getting still. No, stop. He doesn't play fucking defense. And if you've been watching him since he was 17, playing over in Europe, you know that shit. Great offensive player. The talent is up there. He's a top 20 talent offensive dude I've ever seen. This motherfucker is great. But defensively, he gives you nothing, man. And like in this era of super teams or duos that we kind of have, are like three, headed monsters. He can't do it by himself. He needs somebody else. This isn't 2001. This ain't no AI and let me get a bunch of defenders. You got to have other people help you out, man. And he needs some help.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I don't think he's being helped at all by his roster, like you alluded to. And with them going right at him, one of the biggest problems with the Mavericks is once you blow by Luka, there's no one at the rim to deter you.
Shot blockers.
Like, go ahead, lay it up. You don't have to adjust your layup. Go ahead and dunk it, actually. Go dunk the ball. Like so many people did last night. But you saw it over and over again. Like Draymond Green jumping into the chest of Maxi Kleber and pushing him out of bounds for layups.
Yep.
Klay Thompson, looking at Dorian Finney-Smith at the rim and going, I'm getting this easy bucket. And it's like Luka, he's slow of foot. He gets beat off the dribble. And they don't have Tyson Chandler back there to clean up these mistakes. They got a small forward playing center.
Yeah, for the most
part. Good luck
part.
with that against the Warriors.
I only got one thing to say. Porzingis would never.
The unicorn strikes back.
Hey, man, you gave away I wouldn't say like a legitimate, shot blocker, but at least he's a shot contester. At least he has the ability to block the shit out of people's shots. These guys y'all got out there aren't doing nothing. And if Maxi Kleber is going to be an inconsistent three-point shooter, which we've seen throughout, a majority of his career, dude's damn near unplayable, to be honest with you, bro. Because if he's not hitting,
what I think about Kleber, Terry? I think he's getting flashbacks of when he was with the Warriors. Like, you remember like Coutinho played with Barcelona, then he played against them with Bayern, and he played like shit. It's just like, oh man, it's almost like I'm back in training at Barcelona with all these guys who think I suck. I feel like the same thing is going on here. Like it's too close to home.
Possibly, man, but him and Bullock, whatever the fuck you want to call him, they played horrible in game 3. They literally made no shots, like, at all. I think combined, they were like 0 for 15 or some shit. I'm just like, Jesus.
And they're doubling Luka. They're giving Luka the James Harden treatment, like putting a double at him at half court and be like, pass it to Reggie Bullock. What the fuck is he going to do with it?
You should.
Like,
honestly,
I'm going to pass it to Maxi Kleber, and he's going to step out of bounds.
Bro, and especially if I'm the Warriors, and I think at this point we kind of can conclude that if you have a quick guard, you can kill the Warriors. But the Mavs don't have any quick guards. Their guards are, stocky guys. They're kind of quick with the dribble. They got stutter steps and shit, but they're not no blow-by guys. Brunson he's a solid player. And then when he used to be really, really good. Not as good as he used to be, but they're not doing it for me, man. They're not. And then by them just sticking Wiggins on Doncic, this guy's looking like the next fucking Scottie Pippen in this motherfucker. It's just crazy. But
hey, when I said that he was going to do a good job on Luka and be the primary defender, I did not see shut down Luka coming, man.
Yeah, right.
And on the other end, Wiggins, and not just the poster jam that shook the world, but he had another putback dunk. He's using it Wiggins' second jump is ridiculous, and he's just like, all right, Luka, even if you contest this first shot, I'm jumping before you hit the ground to get the rebound and put it right back up. You don't have the tenacity or the athleticism to hang with me.
No, that's true. And I mean, the Warriors, man, with the emergence of Jordan Poole, this Wiggins shit is such a luxury. We already knew it was going to be a luxury just having him as a third option. But I mean, at times, dude looks like the second best option they have. He's a fucking beast. But I guess anybody looks good if you got Luka Doncic fucking playing defense on your ass, because this dude Wiggins looks like Jordan and Pippen and everybody combined. I don't know what's going on over in Dallas, man. They're in trouble. Are they getting swept, though? That's the question.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like that.
They're getting swept
out.
I would give Luka a respect game, but I think Draymond Green, it's racial. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to let this white boy get a game on me talking all this shit. Nope, not going to happen. Came from Saginaw, Michigan. It's not going to happen in here.
Saginaw.
He's not going to relax for 1 second. He's going to punch Luka in the mouth metaphorically. They're getting swept. Grab your Swiffers. All right, guys.
And that's the good thing about Wiggins, though. It's been able to save Draymond Green. Save his knees, save his body. Bro's healthy. He's looking good. And he's going to be ready for whoever's meeting him in the finals. That shit's going to be a done deal when Draymond's healthy. Healthy body and mind?
Dude, Draymond on Bam is going to be a great matchup to watch. That's going to be great.
The way Boston and Miami played Game 4 or Game 3, that shit was a damn football game almost. That shit was so physical, bro, that game. But
you heard what Jimmy Butler said after Game 1.
What did he say?
Game 2, I don't even want to shoot. I just want to run into people all game long.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. But I mean, so if we foreshadow, so this is pretty much over. No one's ever come back from 3-0. If Luka does this, then oh god, here we go, we're back. But that's probably not going to happen. So, with that being said, if we foreshadow and look ahead in the future, which team gives the Warriors the biggest problem? Because when you look at the Celtics, they don't have quick guards. They don't really have a point guard in general. And Miami, I mean, I think Wiggins can probably guard Jimmy Butler.
I think it's the Celtics. I think the Celtics give the
Boston
Warriors
gives
more
a bigger
problems. Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do, because there are multiple defenders they can throw on their shooters, and because of the Robert Williams factor. Bam and Draymond are about the same size. Robert Williams is not. Al Horford and Draymond are about the same size. And that just brings a whole nother dimension of the game. I don't know if Looney is going to be able to use his smarts and physicality and basketball IQ to keep Robert Williams from overwhelming him with his athleticism.
I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean,
but I would still pick the Warriors. Obviously, the questions about Boston's point guard play abound, and I just can't be too high on them. When they don't have a proven facilitator, I just feel like in those tough moments where butts get tight and legacies are on the line, they're going to take bad shots.
No, that's big facts. That's big facts. So also let's do some more foreshadowing as well. One more foreshadowing Warriors question. Steph with his 4th ring. What are we looking like up in those top tier standings, bro? We top 10. We top 10 in him. And you can say if it's with the Finals MVP or without. You can have two different careers.
The real question is Wiseman better than Charles Barkley now?
Yes.
Yeah. To me, Terry, the ring doesn't even matter. What matters is the Finals MVP. You got to win it. You got to win it. If you don't win the Finals MVP, you're not in the top 10. If Jordan Poole, Draymond Green win Finals MVP, and the Warriors win the championship, Steph, you're still not in the top 10. You have got to get the Finals MVP.
Where do you have Steph all time for you?
I haven't done my pyramid. We'll have to revisit this later in the summer. But I'd probably put him in the 12 to 15 range, 11 to 15.
I got him like 15 or 17.
Yeah, I'd have to do my deep dive. I'll have to see where Robert Parrish ranks in all this and Kevin McHale before I give my final verdict.
He just got to give me some more playoff moments, man. This motherfucker, like,
yeah,
I don't know, bro. He just never, like,
he was hitting some hard shots last night, though. I'll tell you what, usually those are the type of shits that Steph Curry, like, he hits when he's up 15, up 20.
Yeah.
That's when he starts hitting his turn around, look at the opposing team's bench while the ball's in the air three, his fucking shimmy and shit and all that. But he was doing it like down one, up one, tie score. He had a long ass three that he hit. I can't even remember whose face it was, but it was long as fuck, and it was like 18 seconds left on the shot clock, and he just off to bounced it, and I was like, wow, these are the front runner Steph shots, but he's shooting them in moments that count now.
He played great. He played great in Game 3. So it's always going to be a little bit of recency bias, but the normal Steph, his narrative is not being great in a lot of playoff situations. Just him solo. Like the team is great. He has moments, but I wouldn't say he's like this great playoff performer. Not yet.
And let's just say the obvious shit. Like it's because he hunts his forte, which is 3-point shots off the dribble, which is the hardest shot in basketball. And that's what he's known for. And when he's uncomfortable, that's the shot that he goes to. And it's a difficult shot to make as opposed to Shaq putting his butt into somebody and shooting a jump hook. And like you saw it when he was chasing the 3-point record, he kind of get that same feeling that you say. He kind of played like he did when you saw him in the last moments of the All-Star game this year or in the finals, for several years in a row, where you could just feel him pushing and chasing. And the game's not coming to him naturally. The way that you watch Jimmy Butler and you're like, he's 100% in control, ready for this moment, playing at his own pace. And then you watch Steph Curry, it's like, he's rushing.
Yeah. Nah, you're right. You're right. You can definitely tell when he's pushing for something. But you're saying, so if he does get the Finals MVP, he's
top 10. He's top 10. Woo! And where does that put him in the point guard rankings? Like,
he can't pass Magic Johnson. I don't think he
can. No. Well, that's your answer. Number 2 then. Huh?
Yeah, he can't
he goes right to number 2.
If he's not already there,
he's not.
He's definitely 2.
Nah.
Who?
No. Eric Snow.
6'4" Eric Snow. Oh shit, the combo guard. I don't know.
Terry, what do you think about the idea that I presented to you since the NBA came out with their NBA 75? What if we did our NBA 25 or the HLS 25? Not the 25 best players to ever play in the NBA, but the 25 worst players to ever play in the NBA.
I'm down to put the worst 25 I've ever seen.
I'll try to see if I can get Mario Hezonia's agent on the phone so we can have him in person.
I'd be down to do that, man. But yeah, bro. Let's do it. I'm down for it. Yeah, man. I guess that's it. That's the books.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to start making my list, all right? And I don't want to see Reynaldo Blackman or Balkman on that list, all right? He had some decent years there for the Nuggets.
Brenton.
Javaris. Yo, Darrell Wright? Or DeLon Wright is Darrell Wright's brother.
What?
Yeah. DeLon Wright, who plays for the Hawks, is Darrell Wright, who used to play for the Trailblazers' brother, who was Javaris Crittenton's cousin, who tried to shoot Gilbert Arenas.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Somehow the Wright family's gotten like no recognition for having a basketball fucking dynasty. Everyone's out here sucking LeVar Ball's dick. Who the hell is DeLon Wright's dad? And why isn't he in at least Sprint commercials?
Who knows, buddy? But that is, honestly, bro, no, all jokes aside, that is impressive as fuck. To have a cousin and then two brothers, and hey, that's impressive. That is impressive. We're all millionaires, baby. Even though we didn't go far, we're millionaires. We're in there, baby.
Hey, Javaris Crittenton, ironically, he was like the most talented, and he was the one who played in the NBA the shortest amount of time.
Nah, you're right. Nah, what's funny is what we're talking about, if for some of the people that don't know, is in 2K, you know how they have like those bios and like the awards and shit in 2K for like the players when you click on them? For some reason, Javaris Crittenton, it was just like, he's also the cousin of Darrell Wright. And we were just like, so he's got no NBA awards, and that's all you put under his fucking bio? That's why we always joke about that shit. That's just hilarious to us. But yeah, man.
Also, never thought, like, I don't know, my dumbass just assumed cousins should share the same name. Like they brothers. Like when they put that up, my dumbass is like, no, they're not. His last name is Crittenton.
It's all good. Well, you don't have a lot of cousins and shit, so that makes sense for you. You don't really know much about that.
I mean,
that situation.
They don't claim me, or / I don't claim them. I have a lot of cousins.
You ain't got a lot of first cousins and shit, though.
I do. I think. I don't know
like
what's
3?
First cousin. I don't know. Tell the name. My mom had like 6 brothers and sisters. I'm sure I got a lot of cousins.
Oh, 6? Oh, I thought she just had the one.
No, she had 5 brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Well, your mom is older.
There's some out there. I don't know. I don't fuck with white folks too much. Just to alienate 80% of our podcast.
White males.
Right? For real. Which is why my HLS 25 will be all Caucasian players. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michael Olowokandi. You weren't able to make the cut from my team.
Not white enough.
Right? I'm like the Kentucky coach in the 50s.
Adolph Rupp. Adolph.
There you go. There you go.
Adolph. Ah, man,
you're the real MVP, Terry.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, man. So anything coming out as we're wrapping this up? Got any articles?
I've been working on the Hawks one. To be honest, guys, I got a little delayed with all my soccer tryouts this weekend. Another coach got COVID, and I had to go coach his team in Wilmington. Shout out to the fellas who made it all the way to the final. But life comes at you fast sometimes, just like the Atlanta Hawks could tell you this postseason.
Yeah, like that.
Life's going to come at them even faster this offseason. I tell you what, Bogdanovich and Kevin Huerter, one of you guys is gone. I'll tell you right now. So that's just a little sneak preview of my article. To read the entire version, you have to subscribe. Oh, no, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is go to www.thehlspod.com. That's where you can check it out. Before you guys head out to there, because I'm sure you're about to read all my articles, all 55. You just can't wait. Make sure you drop a like before you go. All right? Make sure you tell your friend about the podcast. Subscribe. Tell us if you've made highlight videos for a goalkeeper in the Polish league. Guys, we're so happy that you guys are hopping on the bandwagon. And to all our new subscribers and new viewers, we're happy to have you. We're going to continue being flagrant. We're going to continue stepping across the line with y'all next week.
Yes, sir. And be on the lookout. The manifesto of Michael Jordan, why he's the second best player of all time, is coming after this NBA Finals is over. Your boy's cooking it. One question for you to think about. Who was the second best player of the 90s?
I'm not going to answer. I'll let that marinate until next week.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.